So today is so we're doing learning outcome 4. That's about to apply statistical methods to provide business or management information. So that's actually the learning outcome for today is the 4th one. So and it's actually a very distinct. Just listen to me very carefully. There's going to be some follow-up questions on it, so that to test your knowledge. So we have to look at what is data. We actually did this one last time when we were working with graphs. So facts and statistics are collected together for reference and analysis. That's the purpose of you having data and stats. So for reference, for analysis, to predict the future, to assess the current situation, or to know what happened in the past. So data normally follow trends. So we learned about that last time, that it could be negative correlation. That means when it's negative correlation, it means one is decreasing and the other is increasing. When it's positive correlation, it shows that both of them are actually increasing. So we can monitor trends for us to predict what's going to happen next. So a chart can also be a graphical representation of data, so in which the data is represented by symbols, as bar charts. We learned about that, line charts, pictogram, like pie charts, frequency diagrams, and so on. So, but now we want to look at how to actually, apply it. So what we are going to do today is going to be
Just sorry, wait a minute. Let me join from my mobile.
Okay.
Not showing all well. There is something going on.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. It's me that doesn't show it. It's me. Sorry. Sorry, it's me. It's just my.
I don't.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, now it's fine. Okay, I thought from my.
No. Sorry about that. It's me that didn't show it. It was showing on my other screen. I didn't monitor the second screen. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So what we are going to do today is we'll cover 3 sections. We have to distinguish between different types of data, determine and interpret summary statistics, differentiate and integrate elementary functions into using results. So these are different types of data. So we have data is a collective name. So let me just define data for you. It's a collective name for information recorded for statistical purposes. So like data is not just only one. It has to be like different information you actually recorded for statistical analysis. So there are many different types of data. So this includes what? We have qualitative data. Data that can only be written in words, not numbers. They are called qualitative data. It can only be written in words, not numbers.
Okay.
So, yeah. And for example, now colors of cars, you get in what in the car park. So you write them in words. Maybe this one is white, red, blue. It's just like it's not in numbers. They just write it in words. So another one is quantitative. Quantitative data can be written in numbers. For example, now the height of children. So for example, maybe you know that we want to sample the weight, height of kids in a class. You can record them based on numbers because you have to measure their weight or you have to measure their height. So, and when you are measuring those things, it requires you putting it in what? In numbers. That is a quantitative data. Even for example now, results from election. These are actually in numbers. You get it? So there's going to be like quantitative data. So all those things are quantitative data. Another one is discrete data. Discrete one. Discrete data is a numerical data that cannot be shown in decimal. So for example, now the number of children in a classroom. You can't write kids in a classroom with decimals because, for example, now if you say 5 kids are there, that is valid. But when you say 5.5, they can never be 0.5 child. It has to be what? Complete. It has to be. You get it? So, you get it?
Yeah, I'm getting it right.
Yeah, good. So, and what's it called? Even results in election, it can't be point something, except you are doing percentages. It's okay. It's just election has to be what? Yeah, it has to be. It can't be written in decimals.
It could be a whole number.
Yeah, it's going to be in whole numbers. Yeah. So we also have what? This is another type. We also have continuous data. Continuous data these are numerical data that can be shown in decimals. For example, now weight of 10 babies. You know, if you say you want to do the weight of 10 babies, maybe probably this baby, for example, now when I gave birth to my baby, it was maybe 3.7 or things like that. You can write those ones in decimal. Even heights can be written in decimal. So they call them what? Continuous what? Data. So another one is primary data. Primary data that can be collected from the original source for a specific purpose. So for example, now if a school wanted to know what their students thought of the school canteen service, they would question the pupils directly. So it's like opinion. When you the data you get directly from the source. These are what? These are primary data. So example is like, for example, now if you run a restaurant and you want to know how people feel about the type of service they get in your restaurant, what you need to do is just to give them questionnaire. That questionnaire may be satisfied, not satisfied, this thing and that. So when you give them that, you'll be able to get information directly from your customers. That's primary data. You are not relying on any other source. You are getting directly from them. That is what primary data. If you want to conduct an investigation, you will what's it called? When you go directly to the source, you are getting primary data. Is it okay?
Yeah.
So another one is data. Data that are not originally by a group for specific purpose. For example, now finding out the average cost of car in a car park by using national statistics. Average cost of a car by using what? National statistics. So for example, now if you want to you want to get information, but you already someone has already conducted investigation on that. So you are just going to pick that person's information. It's not directly from the source. That is secondary data. Another example is this. When you are trying to compare something to what? To national average. So for example now, if they give an essay to write on COVID-19, so you want to get statistics. What you are doing, you have to go to the office of the National Statistics in the UK for you to get those information. So when you go there and get that information and you do it in your work, it's a secondary data. It's okay in the secondary data because it has been done by someone. You are just going there to reference it. You get it? So that is it.
Yeah, I got it.
So another one is so now how to analyze data. We normally use mean, median, mode, and range to analyze data. So mean is what? Set of numbers can be difficult to interpret, and it can be a challenge to gain an overview of what they show. So finding different averages of set of data gives us a tool to describe the results. So when you find average of a data, that gives you like a tool to do the results. So for example now, you just get sets of, like, for example, that you want to know how much this thing costs, how much the average market value of a product. So when you want to know the average market value of a product, you what's it called? You get it from like how much you sell it from different sellers. The cost from different sellers. So maybe probably you get it from like 5 sellers. So how much does all those 5 sellers sell this thing? You add them together, divide it by 5. That is actually the average one it costs in the market. So it just gives us a clue on how to actually know to interpret. You get me now? Like overall cost, overall average cost of something. So the main average, which is referred
Yeah.
to what they call average center of is that in echoing?
Sorry, what?
Is it echoing?
Equine?
Is it good? Is it can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely, I can understand everything.
So you refer to us, so you refer to me as the measure of what of central tendency. So that is it. Like the central tendency of like the middle ground. So look at this one now. Robert is preparing for his mathematics GCSE exam. Each paper is marked out of 100. He attempted 10 tests and gets the following score of 63, 84, 63, 86, 64, 67, 71, 42, 79, 64, 80, and 64. That's the average score that he got in the 10 tests he did. So that's the cost, that's the, what's it called? That's the score he got in the 10 tests that he did. So you can now find, is that what will be the average?
Yeah.
You will add them all together. You add them all together, then you divide it by what? By how much it costs. So what that means, that's that. You add them all together, divide it by how many value they are there to get, then that's going to be what? That's going to be the cost. That's going to be the average value. That is centered tendency. So on average, you can say that what? That what's it called? Robert scored 68. Despite that, if you look at it now, despite that some of it, look at this one, it's got 64 here, 80 here, even, but if you look at it now, what bring his score down is this 42 that he got. You get? He got very low mark there. So on average, he's got 68, which is actually pretty good. So the second one is median. Median is like the middle value in the sorted set of data. So for example now, if you want to find the median, you have to arrange the data in order for you to know the median.
Okay.
So when you arrange them in order, you will now count the number, you now sort out the number in the middle. Sometimes you have only one value in the middle. Sometimes some data are even. When data are even, you will not get only one value as the median. What you get as a median is you will get 2 values at the center. So in this case, you will add the 2 values together and divide it by what? By 2.
2.
Yes. You will add the 2 values together. You divide it by what? By 2. So you list the values in order from the smallest to the largest. You cross the values of each end, then you identify the middle value. So that is it. So for example, now this is the list. This is actually what she got in his test. So I've ordered it now. So then you divide it by you. Can you see when you cross it out, you do it this way. 1,
1.
yes,
2.
until you get to the center. Yeah.
Until we get to center.
Yeah. So can you see you have what? 64 and 72 and 64 and 67 at the center. So when you add them together, then you now divide them by 2. That gives you 65.5. That's the median. So yes, in some cases too, when you have odd number as a set of data. So for example now, you have something like 6, 10, 22, 23, 29. So if you look at this one now, you will realize that is odd number. So which one is in the middle now? So you can't hit this. Can you see? This is the median.
Yes.
So the median here is what? That's 22. Yes. Just tell you the number and the.
You divide by 2, or it's just
So
the center, like for example 22, we will still divide by 2?
no. When it's only one value, just leave it.
Sure. No need then.
Yeah, but when you get two values at the center, you add them together, you divide it by 2.
I understand.
Okay. We still do some questions about it. So the other one is called mode. Mode is the highest occurring value. So for example now, the mode is the most common value that appears in the data. So the mode is only average. It's the only average where there can be more than one. So if there are 2 modes, you can see that they are bimodal. For example now, in this day, when you say, let me give you an example of bimodal. If you have something like this, like 2, 4, 4, 6, 6, 7. Knowing this data now, you have 2 6 and 2 4s here.
You're right.
So indirectly now you have what? You have 2 modes. So they call it what? Bimodal. Because in this case you have what? You have 2 modes.
2 modes, right?
Yes. When you have 2 modes, you say it's bimodal. You get it? So when you have, like, if there are more than 2 modes, they call it multimodal. But in this case now, is that if all values appear the same number of times, we can say there is no mode. So for example, now look at the data we'll be looking at. Which one do you think is the mode? 64 occurs how many times? 3 times.
3 times.
That is the mode. Because it occurs the highest. So the mode is what? 64.
64.
Again, as it appears what? As it appears that's the mode. So we will look at so when data are presented in table, they are a little bit like, it's already structured. So for example now, when you want to find the mean, median, and mode, and they gave you a frequency table. So if you want to find out the mode, for example now, look at this table now. This table tells us that number of siblings. People that doesn't have siblings at all, they are 7.
7.
People that have only one sibling, they are what?
13.
People that have 2 siblings, they are 16. People that have 3 siblings, they are 9. People with 4 siblings, they are 3. And people with 5 or more, they are 2. So we ask us to find out the mode. What's the mode? The mode is going to be what here?
The most same number, right? The common number.
Yeah, what's going to be the mode in this question? Mode is the highest occurring number, yeah. So what's going to be the highest occurring frequency there?
16?
It's 16, but you have to say, we know it's 16 is the highest occurring number. So 16 is like people with 2 or more, people with 2 siblings.
Yes.
You get it now. So when you say what's the mode now? The mode is what? People with 2 siblings. That's occurs 16 times.
Right.
It's okay because they occur 16 times. People with 2 siblings because they occur what? 16 times.
Right.
So if you have to find the median is like this. You will add all of them together. So can you help me add them together, please?
Yeah, sure. 50.
You say it's 50?
Yeah, the total frequency is 50.
Okay, let me just try and double check. Sorry. Yeah, I think you are right. So 9. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's 50. So when you say what's going to be the middle number? What's going to be the middle number? The median is going to be what? Because it's 50 even or odd.
Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, even.
Even, yes, it's even. So when you want to look at that, you have to check the what? We have to check
Yes.
the 25th and the 26th value. 25th, because in the middle of 50, you have 25 and 20, like 26 there. And when you structure 15, 50, you get it?
Hmm.
If you start counting them the way you were looking for median, what is the half of what's the half of 50?
25.
Yes, 25. Okay, that's good. So what you need to do is that you will find where you will be adding these numbers until you get to 25. So what is 7 plus 13?
13. It's 20.
20. What is 20 plus 16?
36.
I say 36. That means that we have passed 25. You know that?
Right.
Yes. So this one is going to be the median. Where you see the 25th value or you have passed it there, that is going to be the median.
Median.
You get it now? Because so the median is going to be what? It's going to be showing what? Two sameness.
Sure.
Where you have passed or you are on the median or you are on the middle number, that's where the median class is. So median is what? People with two sameness. Can you just tell me how can you figure out median, please?
Medium of?
Yes, the median. How did I get to? Can you just tell me?
Yeah, because you see the total number that was 50, then you divide by 25 is the medium number.
Yeah.
So add 7 plus 13 to check if it's more than 25 or not. It was not. Then we add 16 more,
Yeah.
so 36. So it means 2 is medium because it's more than 25 or 25.
Yeah. Yeah. Well done. Thank you for that explanation. I
Sure.
really thank you for that. Yeah. So
Yes.
then this one now, when you want to find out the mean is a bit different. Again. So I did mention something. There's another value they call what? Range. Range. Range is the difference between the highest minus lowest. Highest minus what?
Lowest.
Lowest. That is the range. So
Yeah.
let's go back to this top one. If you want to find out the range, what's going to be the range of this data?
For the lowest, the highest is 86
6 years
and the lowest is 42.
is 42. So you just take away it from each other. So it's going to be 40 what? 44. You get? The range is going to be 44. Because highest is what?
86
Lowest is
and
42. So
42.
you will now do 86
Hmm.
minus 42. So that gives you what? 40,
44.
44, yeah. That's the range. So let's quickly do the mean now. Let me see, maybe the mean is calculated here. Yeah. So when you want to do the mean, the mean is a bit different. So the first thing you do is that you multiply the number of pets by the frequency. Sorry, hold on one sec, please.
All right.
So sorry for that. So when you create, so you multiply the number of pets by the frequency. So 0 times 7 is what? That's going to be 0. Then 1 times 13. So when you do that, you multiply 2 times 16, 32. 3 times 9, 27. 4 times 3, 12. 5 times 2 is what is this?
10.
Yeah. So you now add them together. So help me add all these values together. 0, 13, 32, 27, 12, and 10.
13, 32, 27, 94.
94. Yes, that's it. And you see, when you add them together, you get what? You get 94. You now divide
10.
94 by the frequency. So now we have already did it all together. If you add this and this together, that's 50. You know,
Right.
we did that one before. You can confirm again to add it together again. And that is 50. We did that in the previous section before.
Yes. So it's 50.
Yeah. So you now divide it. Divide 94 by 50.
That's 1.88.
Mm-hmm. That's the mean. That's the mean. The mean is what? 1.88. So that means the average, the getting is what? Is 1.88. So we still do questions on it. And so another one is that sometimes data can be presented using, what's it called? Data can be presented in a form that is going to be like a class. Look at this one now. It's going to become in the form of a class. Like, look at this one now. From 0 to 20, can you see? This from 0, is that distance thrown in meters. So, like,
Okay.
people that maybe they choose something, like maybe probably like a cricket ball or things like that. Like between 0 to 20, there are 9 people that did that. Do you get it?
Yes,
Between
I got
20 to 40, 10 people did that. Between 40 to 60, 6 people did that. Between 60 to 80, 3 people did that. And between 80 to 100, 1 person did that. So if they ask us now to find the mode, so what's the mode? What's the modal class now? Can you tell me the mode?
Yeah, the most common number.
Yes. What is that?
That's gonna be
You have to look at the frequency.
okay.
Look at the frequency. That's the frequency. What's the most common? What's the most, the one that occurs the highest?
10.
10. So that is 10. Then you now trace that 10 to the what? You trace the 10 to the class. Can you see? So people between 20 and people that throw between 20 and 40, they are the what? That's the mode. They occur 10 times. So if they ask you to find the modal class, they might call it the modal class. What is the modal class? The modal class is what? People, this is the class. This is the modal class.
Yes, 20 to 40.
Yes, 20 to 40. Now, let's do another one. If they ask you to find out the mean, sorry, not the mean, the median. What's the median?
Medium range in order. We have to add them and then divide by 2.
Yeah, if you want to find out the median, innit? I'm talking about the median. So you add them together, you divide by 2, yeah. So can you add them together, please?
Sure. Uh, 29.
29. So you know it's 29. 29 is odd, isn't it? So if you say, what's the middle number in 29?
It's gonna be 2.
No, you try and divide it by 2. What's
Right.
29 divided by 2? That's going to be like 24.5. Sorry,
Yes.
it's going to be 15.5. Sorry, it's going to be 14.5. Sorry, 14.5.
Yes.
So you look for the 15th value for the 14th value here.
Okay.
14, 15th value. So to add them together, can you see 9 plus 10 is already what? It's already 19. So this
19.
place is the median.
I got you.
Yeah. So, and the mean now, if you want to find out the mean, before, when we were doing this one, I said that you have to multiply this and this together to get this. When you add all of these together, divide by the total frequency. That's actually what we did for what? For the mean, when the table is like this. But when you have table, like in like a class like this,
Yes.
you will add, you have to find the midpoint, the middle point between 0 and 20. So the best way for you to find the midpoint between 0 and 2, between this number, is that for you to add them together and divide it by 2.
Right.
So if you add 0 plus 20 together, it's 20,
Right.
Divided by 2 is 10.
30.
20 plus 40 is what? 60. Divided by 2 is 30. Can you see?
Yes.
40 plus 60 is 100. Divided by 2 is what? 50. Why 60 plus 80 is what? 140. Divided by 2, 70. 80 plus 100 is what?
180.
180 divided by 2 is 90. Yes. So that is
Midpoint.
it. Yeah. So that is it. So what you now do for you to now find out that's the midpoint now. Now multiply the midpoint and the frequency together. So when you multiply the midpoint and the frequency together, it's going to be like, this the midpoint is 10. 10 times 9 is what? 90.
Right.
30 times 10, 300. 50 times 6, 300. 70 times 3, 210. 90 times 1, 90.
90.
So you will now add them together. So let me add 90, 300, 300, 210, and 90 together, please.
990.
Yeah, 990. Now divided by its frequency. Frequency is what? It's 29. So what is 990 divided by 29?
34.
Mm-hmm.
Divided by 24. 9.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah. It's going to 34 point, yeah. It's 34, yeah. Yes, so 34.13. So let's try and do some questions now on actually what we have covered. Coming. Just. So can you find the mean this one, please?
Medium.
Can you find the mean here?
All right.
Yes, just mean, yes.
So for medium, we can take the highest number and the lowest
No,
number.
no,
No.
that is range. That is range.
Range. Okay.
I want to do mean.
Oh, sorry, mean.
Yeah, you
Okay.
have to, don't forget that you have to multiply them.
All right.
0 times 3, you do it so easy. That's going to be 3. So
Okay.
that's going to be 0. 1 times 5,
5.
2 times 9, 3 times 1,
3.
3. 4 times 2, 8. So you now add them together. Add these ones
All
together now.
right. 34. That's
Okay,
our
that's 34. Then add these ones together to the frequency.
frequency. 20. 20.
20. So you now divide 34 by 20.
Okay. 34 divided by 20.
Be 1.7.
1.7. Right.
Yeah, that's 1.7. So 34 divided by 20. That's what? 1.7. So that's the mean.
All right.
When you see, that's the mean. When you have it in tables together, that's actually the mean. So what's the mode? What's the
What?
mode in this table?
More.
Yeah, the mode is the one that occurs the most. That's 9.
9.
So it's
Yes.
going to be this. It's going to be 2. 2
2.
occurs 9 times. So that is going to be 2. So then the median is going to be like the 8th value. The 8th.
Okay. Yes. Half of
No,
29.
the median is going to be
2 also. Yes.
8 to 9 value. So no problem about that. So I just want to do one independently without my help. Let me
Sure.
see. Okay, yeah, can you try and do this one? Find the mean, please, for this one. You have to multiply them and put them there on the one side before you. Just the way I did
Okay.
the other one. Yeah.
So just 0 multiplied by 6, it's 0.
Yeah. 1 times 13 is 13. 2 times 7 is 14. Try and do
Okay.
those ones. Yeah.
All right, I will do it now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, per copy. So the total number is 46.
Okay. Then you now divide by the number of
Yes.
frequency.
Numbers of cats, that is 3, 4.
No, no number of cards. It's going to be number of children.
Okay, number of children.
That's the frequency.
All right. That's 30.
Okay. So now divide 46 by 30.
46 divided by 30, it's gonna be 1.5.
Yeah. That's the mean.
That's the mean. Now we
Yeah.
need.
Yeah, you can do the other ones you are confident with it. I just wanted to try the mean once more again. I want to try another one. You need to try another one. So
Sure.
I'll cover. Can you try this one?
Use it now to record the hours. So we need to get the mean first. Okay. 41 108 96 multiplied by 32 4 multiplied by 20 80 15 41 plus 108 plus 96 plus 80 plus 15 340, and now
Yeah.
we have to divide it by numbers of cars. 41 plus 54 plus 32 plus 20 plus 3, that is 150. So the answer is gonna be 340 divided by 150, 2.26.
Yeah, that's it. So that is it. It's not. So I'm happy that you have learned it. So your homework, you have to make sure you get it to me very early. Is it okay?
Yeah, I understand. No problem. I will do.
So any question?
No, so far. All great.
Okay. So I will correct any questions you have. If you could send the homework for today, the one for last week, I'll collect
Yeah.
everything together so we can do the correction before the start of the class next week. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure. No problem.
All right, bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.